Welcome to the mathematics class again. In today's video class, we are going to discuss the exercise 6a, the remaining problems. So we have dealt with first bit, second bit and the third bit, all the 12 problems in our previous session. Those who have not watched that session, please click on the I button, you will get notified. Right, in this session, we are going to discuss about the fourth bit of 6a, exercise 6a. Okay, I have noted down the fourth bit. If sine theta is equal to minus 1 by 3 and theta does not lie in the third quadrant, find the values of a bit is cos theta and b is cot theta. Okay, here, so before going into the problems, I keep on stressing that you need to learn the formula and the quadrant system. Yes, after that only we can solve the problems. Here, sin theta is negative, given here negative, okay, and theta does not lie in the third quadrant. If you see the quadrant system, so we all know that this is all are positives, sine and cosecant are positive, here tan and cot are positive, here cos and the multiplicative inverse secant are positive, all silver teacups. Now here theta given as negative. So sin theta given as negative, that means where sine is negative only in these two quadrants. This is the first quadrant, this is the second, third and the fourth. So here negative means only in third and fourth quadrant, but given condition that it is not in third quadrant, then that means sine lies in the fourth quadrant. We have to see like that. Okay, now we will start with cos theta. We have to find the cos theta. From the first trigonometric identity, I can write cos theta as 1 minus sine square theta. So that is, I'll just substitute the value of sine theta given 1 minus minus 1 by 3 whole square. So that comes to 1 minus 1 by 9. Okay, so that is root of 8 by 9 if you take the LCM. So root 8 is 2 root 2 upon 3. Okay, but here plus or minus because square root. Right, now which value we have to take, plus or minus, we will decide here. We know that it lies in the fourth quadrant. We got it. Yes, in the fourth quadrant, see here cos is positive. So let's take positive. Cos theta is equal to plus 2 root 2 upon 3. Likewise. Okay, now cot theta. Here cot theta is nothing but cos theta by sin theta. We know both the values. Cos theta we got it as 2 root 2 by 3 divided by sin theta is 1 minus 1 by 3. So if you cancel off these, so it comes to minus 2 root 2. Okay, here the cot theta value is minus 3 root 2. Please make a note. Pause the video and note it down. If cos theta is t and theta does not lie in the first quadrant, find the values of sine and tan theta. So the similar problem only. So here cos theta is t and given condition is t lies between 0 and 1. So t is greater than 0, that means positive values, right? Here that means where is the cos positive? In the first and the fourth quadrant. Okay, so second and third are cos is negative. So first and fourth quadrant, but theta does not lie in the first quadrant. That means here our theta lies in the fourth quadrant. If in the fourth quadrant, sine value we have to find. Sine value is only negative in the fourth quadrant. Okay, here by the first trigonometric identity, I can write sine theta as 1 minus cos square theta. Yes, now this is 1 minus cos theta value is t. So t square. So here that means I can take plus or minus root 1 minus t square. But we got that here. If you see the quadrant system, here the value of sine is negative. Okay, so we got it as in the it's not lying in the first quadrant. So it's not lying in the first quadrant means it surely lies in the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, sine is negative. So we have to take only negative value. This one. Right. Now tan is nothing but it is sine theta by cos theta we can write it, and we will substitute the value. Sin theta value is minus of 1 minus t square upon, we know that cos is this. So this is the tan value. Now the third bit in the fourth one, find the value of sin 330 cos 120 plus cos 210 and sin 300. We will dissolve it like this, sin. So we can write 360 minus 30 likewise. So 360 minus 30 is 330. Right, multiplied by cos 120. We can write it as 180 minus 60. Right, or 90 plus also you can write. So let me write 180 degrees minus 60. Right. And plus cos 210, you can write it as 270 minus 60 or 180 plus 30. Either ways you can write. Now sin 300 is 360 minus 60. So I can write this as 360 minus 60. Any way we can write, the final answer will be one and the same. Now sin 360 is sin only. 360 minus means in the fourth quadrant sin is negative. So minus sin 30 degrees we get here, multiplied by cos 180. Cos 180 is cos only. 180 minus 60 means in the second quadrant you get. So in the second quadrant cos is negative. So minus cos 60 degrees plus here. Cos 270 changes to sin. For 270 and 90, it will change. Okay. Cos 270 is sin. Sin 270 minus 60 comes in the third quadrant. Third quadrant is cos is negative. So take minus sin 60 degrees multiplied by sin 360, again sin only. 360 minus 60 in the fourth quadrant, we get it in the fourth quadrant, sin is negative. So minus 60 degrees. Right. So, and here minus into minus plus, sin 30 is half into cos 60 is again half. Cos 60 is half. Minus minus plus we get. Here also minus into minus plus. So sin 60 is root 3 by 2. Again sin 60 is root 3 by 2. So this comes to 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4. So that is nothing but 1 plus 3 by 4, that is 4 upon 4, 1. So the value of this is 1. Please pause the video and note it down. Now the fourth one, if cosecant theta plus cot theta is 1 by 3, find cos, determine the quadrant in which the theta lies. We have to find the cos from this cosecant plus cot. So if you see cosecant and cot, we can use the third trigonometric identity. So the third trigonometric identity is cosecant square theta minus cot square theta equals to 1. So this is a square minus b square. We can split it as cosecant theta plus cot theta into cosecant theta minus cot theta. So this is equal to 1. So we have the value of cosecant theta plus cot theta as 1 by 3. So 1 by 3 into cosecant theta minus cot theta equals to 1. So if you cross multiply, we get it as cosecant theta minus cot theta as just 3. So we will write 1 upon, we will solve these two. We got this. So let this be 1 and let that be equation 2. Okay. So cosecant theta plus cot theta is given already 1 by 3. Let's not write this. Okay. So we will solve them. So they get cancelled. It comes to 2 cosecant theta equal to 3 plus 1 by 3. Right here. So that means, so if we take here, 2 cosecant theta is equal to 9 plus 1, that is 10 by 3. Right here. We can cancel off 2 ones, 2 5s. So just cosecant theta is 5 by 3. So cosecant is a multiplicative inverse of sine. So if we will take sine theta as, can reverse it, that is 3 by 5. It is the inverse of cosecant. So I got sine theta, but we need to find cos theta. So how do you find cos theta? Cos theta we can find it from the first identity, 1 minus sine square theta. So that comes to 1 minus sine square is 9 by 25. Okay. So we can write this as square root of, we have cos theta is equal to square root of, this is 25 minus 9 is 16 by 25. So we get plus or minus 4 by 5. Now here find cos theta and determine the quadrant in which theta lies. Now here we got sine theta value positive here. If you see here positive, where see here sine is positive in the second quadrant. Okay, so in there cos is negative. So let us take cos is equal to minus 4 by 5. So second quadrant. Theta lies in second quadrant. Q2 is second quadrant, right? Here. So we have sine theta positive. Sine theta is positive in the second quadrant, where in second quadrant cos is negative. So let's take minus values only, minus 4 by 5. So theta lies in the second quadrant, right? Please note it down and let's see here. Let's see the next problem also. First one I have noted down here. Here sine alpha plus cosecant alpha is 2. Find the values of sine to the power n alpha and cos n alpha, where n belongs to z. Z is the integers. So what we will do, because n belongs to z, let us substitute 1 and 2 and we will generalize. Okay, here I'll take n, let me take n value as 2. Already 1 is there here. So if I take 2, so sine alpha plus cosecant alpha whole square is equal to 2 square. Taking this, I am squaring both sides. Okay, right, that is a plus b whole square. So this comes to sine square alpha plus cosecant square alpha plus 2 sine alpha and cosecant alpha. Right, to the right hand side it is 4. Now sine and cosecant, they are the multiplicative inverse. We can cancel off sine, 1 by sine. So this goes off. So we get sine square alpha plus cosecant square alpha plus just 2, because these two go off, equals to 4. If you shift this, we get it as sine square alpha plus cosecant square alpha equals to just 2. We got this. So let us think this as equation 1. Now we will cube it. Okay, so cubing both sides, sine alpha plus cosecant alpha whole cube I'll take. So 2 cube. So a plus b whole cube, we will write it. We will expand it, sine cube alpha plus cosecant cube alpha plus 3 sine alpha cosecant alpha into sine alpha plus cosecant alpha. So this is nothing but a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into a plus b. So I have expanded it, equals to 2 to the power of 3 is 8. So here if you take, see here, I'll write it here to the top, sine cube alpha plus cosecant cube alpha plus 3 sine and cosecant, they are multiplied, so we can cancel it off. They are the multiplicative inverse. You can write cosecant 1 by sine. So sine and sine goes off, 3, and sine alpha cosecant alpha, we will substitute. What is the value of sine alpha and cosecant alpha here? We have 2. Yes, so 2. 1 into 2. So this is 1 into 2. So that is 8. 3 2s are 6. So sine cube alpha plus cosecant cube alpha equals to 8 minus 6. 3 2s are 6. So that is sine cube alpha plus cosecant cube alpha equals to 2. So if you see the first, let this be second equation. So we can generalize. For any value of n, we can tell that. So from 1 and 2, we can generalize it as sine to the power of n alpha plus cosecant to the power of n alpha is equal to 2. So after squaring we got 2 only, after cubing also we got 2. So we can generalize for the value of n because n value belongs to z. Likewise, we can generalize it to the power of n, right? Please note it down, pause the video and please note it down. Let's see the next one. See here, fifth one. If secant theta plus tan theta is 5, find the quadrant in which theta lies and find sin theta value. Okay, here by seeing secant and tan, we have to remember the second identity, that is secant square theta minus tan square theta equals to 1. So this is the second identity, right? So a square minus b square, the similar way secant plus tan theta into secant minus tan theta equals to 1. So we will substitute the value of secant plus tan as 5. So 5 into secant theta minus tan theta equals to 1. So we get secant theta minus tan theta is 1 upon 5. So we'll shift it to the other side, 1 upon 5. So we got secant minus tan. We already given as secant plus tan also. So we will solve these two equations. Plus tan theta equals to 5 given. So if we solve, we can cancel off tan and tan. So we get 2 secant theta equals to 1 by 5 plus 5. So from here, so secant theta, 2 secant theta, if you take the LCM, you get it as 26 by 5. Okay, 25 plus 1, 26 by 5. And both sides if you cancel off 2 ones, 2 13s. So secant theta we get it as 13 upon 5. So multiplicative inverse of secant is cos. So we can take cos theta as 5 by 30. Right. Now, but the value that we have to find sin theta and also in which quadrant the theta lies we have to find. So cos theta is positive in which quadrants? If you see cos theta is positive in first and fourth, isn't it? Right. Here cos theta is positive in first and fourth. Now we will find out sin theta. Sin theta we can find out from the first trigonometric identity, that is 1 minus cos square theta. So this comes to, I'll write it above. So sin theta, we will substitute the value of 1 minus. Cos theta value is 5 by 13. So square is 25 by 169. Okay, 13 square and 5 square. So if you take the LCM, we get 169 minus 25 by 169. So that is 144 by 169. Right. Here we got it as 25. So 144 by 169, that is plus or minus 12 by 13. Okay. So here now we have cos theta value positive value in first and fourth quadrant, right? In the fourth quadrant, sin value is negative. Okay, so if you take the fourth quadrant, sin value, you can take it as plus, because in the first quadrant all are positive. So that means theta lies in Q1, that is first quadrant. So here quadrant is also asked. So likewise, see here cos theta is positive. So I have taken sin theta as positive. Sin theta is positive only in the first quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, sin theta is negative. So let's take plus 12 by 3. So theta lies in the first quadrant. Please pause the video and note it down. And with this, we will end the class here and we will continue the second section of this exercise in our next video lesson. Thank you all.